right, there we go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Somebody let me know if y'all can hear me out there. Just comment in the chat section. Somebody let me know if y'all can hear me out there. Just I think y'all can hear me very well. I tried to zoom on this thing, but it ain't look like it's coming in. Right, all right. Yeah, there we go. Got a little work there going. Yep. Hey, everybody, welcome back. This is the process. We do it live on Saturdays. Hopefully we answering your questions, and we trying to answer the questions of the everyday people that's out there. We trying to, go after just the regular mom and pop, working a 9 to 5 grind. This is not really a channel to tell the schemes of, help the rich get richer. We really trying to just focus on getting that person that, 9 to 5 grind, start looking at opportunities and start looking at ways to make money, to be profitable, to actually have a life worth living, especially after retirement. I know a lot of people these days, they look at the word retirement and then they start looking at the math, and the math ain't mathing. It ain't enough income gonna be coming in, especially 10, 15 years from now, to cover the obligation they have now. So that's the goal of the channel, is just try to get people to start having a big picture view, trying to look to get out of the normal everyday hustle and bustle, and look at what it really takes to retire, have the ability to retire, start getting that mindset put into them that it's still possible, even though you probably never seen any of your peers or any of your family members reach that agenda. Hey, Levita, how's it going? Like always, please just hit in the chat, any questions, comments, concerns that you may have, anything, questions about finance. You can even talk about stuff that's happening in the political space. I follow that stuff, but really we're here just to, get your money right. Oh, with that said, so instead of me sitting here waiting for 2 minutes for people to join, I just talked my way through the 2 minutes. But let's get to it. This is the financial wrap up. Of course, y'all seen the headline on here, 99% of making money is mental. Everybody think it's physical, but it's actually mental. But we're gonna get into the weekly wrap up, what's going on in the news, how it's affecting you and your money, and then we'll get into that concept of 99% of making money is mental. But again, hit the questions in the comment section, and I will hit every question before we log off this live today. All right, first up, Robinhood. For people that have Robinhood, they probably seen something out there called a tokenized structure for different private companies out there, OpenAI or something like that. And a lot of people are jumping on that bandwagon. A lot of people, because Robinhood has a lot of gamification to it also, where to allow you to invest in certain things that's really outside of the stock market sector. But tokenizing securities on Robinhood, understand, they are not stocks. Now, I'm not going to say, hey, you should invest, you shouldn't invest. All I'm saying is they're not equity positions in these companies. This is just a derivative of a company that can go up, go down, or go bankrupt, and it will not, or go to zero, and it will not affect the company in itself. Now, if you just want to go do something crazy and gamble and buy some tokens of a company, so be it. But I prefer people just to get in the stocks, keep it simple. Let's not do all the extra stuff that's out there. Like, of course, we got options, and I know about the option market. I actually do a lot of option trading, but again, this channel was for people that have 9 to 5 jobs, people that's unlike me that can sit here and watch the market on a day-to-day basis. And so I want to talk about the things that the average everyday person can do. But trying to gamify, and then I know it'll be a lot of stuff popping up on social media, telling people, oh, if you put $100 in there, you'll make $1 million, and all that other crazy crap that's going on out there. You just don't want to do that. You just don't want to do it. Fast money is just, it comes fast, it goes fast. I mean, I've played in that sector, especially when I was a newer investor, penny stocks and all that stuff, all of these meme coins that's out there. Yeah, the stock can run up fast, but most people work 9 to 5s. If you had a job and the stock or the crypto or something rises up 300%, 400%, 3,000, 4,000%, and you're not there to see it, it's gonna go back down as fast as it came up, for the most part. I mean, it's some that stabilize and hold they serve, but for the most part, that's how it works. So stay away from all the gamification, all that other stuff. Just stick to the stock market, invest long term. If you want to buy businesses long term, just think long term. Stop thinking of this get rich quick stuff. That stuff is played out, outdated, and it's been out here since the beginning of time, and you don't see a lot of people getting rich off of meme coins and things like that. But I just want to point that out. Robinhood got that out, so you'll be getting alerts and stuff about that. Oscar. We talked about Oscar last week when I was talking about a stock that I was looking at. I did start building the position. The healthcare is a healthcare stock. I did start building that position. I did sell puts on the company. My goal is to, get around 5,000 shares at an average of around $15 a share. That's where I want to get in at. I'm not saying to exit, but my target is still 45 on that one. So that'd be about a 200% gain on that long term. I'm not saying it's gonna get there tomorrow. I'm not saying it's gonna get there next week, next year. But long term, that's where my target is at with that as right now with the information that I have. Again, that is not financial advice. I'm just letting y'all know what I'm doing. But yeah, Oscar, I did do that. And with the big, beautiful bill that came out, it will affect a lot of, the Medicare and Medicaid scene. And more the health insurers that participate in that, or the medical companies that participate in that, like Gilead, 22% of their revenue comes from Medicaid. Vertex, 23% of their revenue comes from Medicaid. So it's some nuances in the bill that will affect some of these pharmaceutical companies, some of these healthcare providers, especially with, putting that work mandate on Medicaid and things like that. And some people will fall off the Medicaid rolls, and that will mean less money for healthcare insurers. So just giving y'all the nuance of how one thing affects your money if you're heavily invested into the medical realm, or the pharmaceutical realm, or the health insurance realm. But Oscar is a healthcare provider, and I'm just starting to build a position on that. And after everything, iron itself out, especially after this big, beautiful bill, or whatever the hell they want to call it, comes out, then we'll have more nuances. But I think it won't be as bad as everybody's saying it will be. Tariffs. Next up, tariffs are back on August 1st. It'll hit a couple countries. And yes, tariffs do impact the consumer. Just FYI, let's just get that out of the way right now. Hey, how's it going, Cindy? But yeah, so tariffs do affect the customers, but I believe it was 23 or 24% just got put on Canada. That starts August 1st. I know Japan just got one. It's a couple other countries. I think he put out 17 letters of countries that will have tariffs that will come to effect on August 1. For the people that was saying that, firing the federal workers was unconstitutional, that still hasn't been decided yet by the Supreme Court. But the Supreme Court did come out this week and said the Trump administration can carry on with impacting those employees with the job cuts and reorganization. So they haven't questioned the legality of it, but they did say he could continue on doing it until the legality portion comes out. But just for people that, people that's upset about them impacting a lot of government jobs, I think the number is somewhere around 200,000 federal employees will be impacted so far. But understand, we're upset as a nation about 200,000. But right up under your noses, over 2 million white-collar jobs has been let go in the past 18 months. I think it's like 18 months, I think it's like 4 million, but in the last 6 months, it's been 2 million. So we over here, everybody's arguing about this 200,000, but 2 million other positions have been cut also in the private sector. So just want to throw that out there. Everybody's arguing about this, but it's a whole tsunami coming in on the other side of the aisle there. So with that, I would just point that out. Just FYI, y'all know my favorite line is stop spending money. Amazon's Prime Day sale, I think it's going on for 2 weeks a week or two this time around. But the first day of Amazon Prime Day, 7.9 billion in sales in the first 24 hours. 7.9 billion. And that's, of course, worldwide, but that's how much product was pushed through Amazon website because they had a sale. So just want to let y'all know, people are still out there spending money. Nvidia for you Nvidia stockholders out there, the people that look at Nvidia at all. Nvidia is the first company in the world that ever hit the $4 trillion mark. Nvidia hit the $4 trillion mark valuation, meaning the total value of the company right now, enterprise value is $4 trillion. So Nvidia hit that this week. Just want to throw that out there. Another thing that came out in that big beautiful bill, or whatever the hell they want to call it, the Trump savings accounts for kids. So if you have a kid from January of 2025 all the way till December 31st of 2028, the government will open a savings account for you. Hey, how's it going, Frank? The government will open a savings account for your kid. It's like a I want to say it's like a Roth, but it's really not like a Roth. But it's a savings account for the Wave future. It's for paying for education or what have you. But they put $1,000 in an account. Parents, I say it behooves you, but if I was a parent, I would add more money to that account so your kid, over time, they can, build stuff up. Of course, look where the investments are allocated at. They will be allocated to index funds, but the more money you put in there for your kid at a younger age, the more money that they'll benefit when they're 18 to 25 years old. And FYI, for the parents who set that stuff up with the government system, they can put money in, but the money is only used for once the kid turns 18 for educational purposes. When they turn, I believe, 25 is for they have the ability for education and to buy a house. But then when they turn 30, then they can take the money out for whatever they want to. So it's kind of like a little, progression through life, the ways you can access the money. But for the people that don't have wills and trust out there, and you don't want to hand your kids a lot of money, that might be a play for you. 18, we don't know what the hell we're doing at 18, but paying for school, good. Once you get like 25, you start figuring things out. Then you need a down payment for a house, good. And then when you get to 30, hopefully you got things figured out, and then now you can use the money in whichever way you want to. But if you take out the money before 30 for anything other than housing or education, you will be taxed at your income rate. But if you take it out after 30 for anything but housing and school, you'll be taxed at long-term capital gains rate. I know that was a mouthful, but please Google that and look it up, and keep me honest on that right there. But just want to let y'all know that is out there. The new survey for top businesses in the United States. I mean, the top state for doing business in the United States. For the third year out of the last 5 years, it's once again North Carolina. And FYI, Amazon has invested over $22 billion in North Carolina with data centers and things like that, because North Carolina is doing some good things when it comes to business. So just wanted to put that out there. And then I just want to give you a rundown of the top 3 states. The top 3 states, number 2 was Texas. Number 3 was Florida. And then the worst states was Louisiana, Rhode Island, Montana, and Hawaii. So I gave you the worst, like 4 or 5 states there. So just wanted to throw that out there. And then for the Bitcoin realm, y'all know I'm invested in Bitcoin. Bitcoin did hit $118,000 per coin this week. I think it's at like 116 or something now. I don't have it up on my screen over here. But let me see. I'll look it up right now. Yeah, it's at $117,300. So that's where we at for Bitcoin. All right. Again, for people, please, any questions you hit in the comment section, and I will get to them. What else going on in the market? Right now, on the market itself, we are still close to all-time highs. If you're wondering, is it a good time to invest in the market? The only time that was better than right now to invest in the market was yesterday, but the second best time is today. So please, I'm not gonna say please invest. I'm saying you should invest. You should invest early, invest often, be consistent. Now, going on to the conversation about this is a mindset. making the money is a mindset. A lot of people think that you need hundreds of thousands of dollars. You need a job that's paying you, you know, 100, $250,000 a year to, you know, get to that quote unquote millionaire status. Millionaire status don't mean nothing for people that you know that don't know. To have a net worth of $1 million, you can have a net worth of $1 million and you still don't have any money in your pocket. And I know people saying how easy. Like if somebody bought a house in, let's say, California 20 years ago, let's say, you know, just making the payments, and that value of that house went up to $1 million or $1.1 million, and they never refied and took the money out. They're worth $1 million, but they still don't have any money to actually do what everybody think a millionaire is. So the thing is, when I say it's all mental, is you don't need a high salary. You don't need to go buy a house in California. You don't need a huge ass house to reach financial success. Only thing you need is to be disciplined. And I didn't know until somebody reached out to me a couple years ago and I said, discipline is the hardest part. They kept saying the discipline is the hardest part. They just keep doing it over and over and over again. I mean, for me, it was just something that I always did. And then especially being in the military, it's just like, you know, we used to the suck and we got to do the suck all the time. So we just keep doing it. I mean, we don't even look at it as discipline no more. We just look at it as, hey, it's what we got to do. But for, you know, the normal layman, it's more of, damn, I got to do this again. You know, my homeboy's going out, my homegirl's going out. I want to go out too. But having discipline, like, no, I got to stick to the script. And I'll be honest with you, to just be successful, I'm not even saying, you know, using the word millionaire, just to be successful and have a good nest egg where you can do whatever the hell you want. You won't be flying private or nothing like that. If you just embrace the suck for 5 years, you will be in a more well-off position. You'll be halfway there to the goal, but you will see the results in 5 years. But the first 5 years do suck. But the next 5 years, it sucks less. But then you go through the grind for 10 years, and then it's like, oh, damn. And then I know a lot of people like, damn, I got to go through this for 10 years? Just think. We go to work every day from 18 years old to 65 years old. And we struggle the whole time. And then when we retire, we get less than 40% of the pay that we made when we was working. So which one sucks the worst? Sacrifice for 10 or work the whole 45, 50 and still have nothing at the end of it? Both sides of the hustle, but which one you want to risk your life with? And don't think that it's all, hey, you have to be like Kirby. You got to sit in the house and do nothing. I mean, a lot of people think I do that, but that's not what I do. But you just have to be very cognizant of where your money is going. You have to understand what opportunity costs are. And opportunity cost is just this. Yeah, I can go party. I can go to the club. I can go on a cruise. You know, I can spend a couple $100,000. I can have, you know, a little gratification for those couple hours or those couple days, but that money's gone forever. Or I could take those couple $1,000, invest it, and then that money grows to $10, $15, $20, $30,000. That's really what it comes down to. Sorry, I was looking at the comments in the comment section to see if there's any comments in there. But that's how it really works out. The opportunity cost is a huge factor. For me, when I was, you know, in a rush trying to get out of debt, and then I finally got there, and then I learned about investing, so now I'm investing, and then every time somebody said, hey, let's do something, I was like, oh, damn, but I see the potential of how much money I'm making over here, so I just started saying no, and it was like a habit. So people just stopped asking. They was like, oh, your cheap ass ain't gonna do nothing. Just forget him. And it was perfect for me. So I just kept investing. And then when I felt super comfortable with what I had, then I started doing the things. Now those same people that was asking me years ago, and I was like, nah, man, I'm invested. I'm working on my financial future. Oh man, you a lame, you suck. But then after I, you know, built that up, and then now I can have the freedom to travel and do that stuff. Those same people that was trying to pull me in the wrong direction, I reach out to them, they can't do nothing now. They in way worse financial situation than it was when they was asking me to hang out all those years ago. So that's the thing is, it's just about building a habit and just keep doing it again and again and again. I swear, it's 5 years. 5 years, it will suck. After 5 years, you're gonna be like, damn, look how far I came. And then you're gonna see how far you came, and then you're gonna be motivated just to hit the next number, But again, the goal is not to be quote unquote a millionaire. The goal is to have a source of income coming in. I don't care if it's dividends, I don't care if it's real estate, I don't care if it's TikTok, whatever you do. The goal is to have income coming in that will pay for your life without you physically having to do the work. That's all it is. If your lifestyle is $3,000 a month, and then you can find income sources that you don't have to work for, you invest your time in now that'll keep paying you, that's paying you $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month, you hit wealth. It's not a number. No, wealth is not a number. You just have to get an income source that's higher than your cost of living. And then so, before I hit the questions, people ask, well, how do I come up with the money? I'm barely living paycheck to paycheck now. Hold on one second. Let me cut off this light. All right. There we go. Sorry, that light was baking my brain. But people ask, so how can I save money, or how can I use money to invest and I'm barely living check to check now? It's two ways. You have to find discretionary income. Discretionary income is all the money you use to do BS with. Smoking weed, drinking, partying, gambling, all that is discretionary income. So it's two ways to get discretionary income. It's cut out the BS, which means live on less than you make, and cut out the BS, or you make more money. Now, the people may ask, which one works better? Both of them at the same time. Cut your cost of living, cut out the BS, invest that money, and find more ways to make money with the active hours you have in your life. That will give you more money to invest. And then your number will grow faster. But the true reality is people don't want to cut out the BS, so they want to just use that as an excuse. But I guarantee you, if everybody sat down and looked at how much money they had coming in and really wrote down what their necessities was and how much the necessities cost, I guarantee you, you will find is more money in your paycheck than you ever thought was there. But we live in a world where it's just always spend. So we just think, oh man, I pay for everything I have and I ain't got no more money left. Because we letting money tell us what to do instead of us telling money what to do. That is the secret sauce right there. Everybody I talk to always say you have to tell money what to do. Meaning you got to write down what your necessities are. And for me, a necessity is investments, what they are. And then you already know when that paycheck come in, I'm doing everything on this list. And then if I got $50 left over at the end of doing everything on this list, after taking care of my necessities and taking care of my investment obligations, then that's what I have. I got to figure out the rest of life until the next paycheck come and I get another $50. That's what I do. I didn't say it was going to be easy. I didn't say it was going to be cool and sexy. And it's going to suck. And I'm going to be honest with you. The first 5 years, I only had $50 to spend every month. Every month. Not every paycheck, every month. On the things that I wanted to do. And for the people that know me, y'all know me, get a bottle of Maker's Mark, my little $50 gone. That was it. That was all I could do. But I kept doing it. Now the discretionary money is way higher, but I still don't spend all of it because I'm so used to just, doing my regular thing. So that's the secret sauce on how to get that done and how to get there. And you don't have to be investing thousands of dollars a month. If you can, great. But you should be investing something every paycheck, every month, over and over and over again. And again, I always say keep it simple. Invest in the SPY, VOO, an index that's a mutual fund that's indexed to the S&P 500. Something like that. You don't have to. You don't have to chase the meme coins. You don't have to chase the meme stocks. You don't have to find the next hot steak. Yep, pay yourself first. That's right, Frank. But you don't have to invest in all that other craziness out there. One thing, and just keep doing it over and over and over again. If your game is real estate, stack your money and then buy a property. Use the cash flow from that property and keep stacking the money. Now the cash flow will be coming in, so you'll build up that money faster to do it again. Then you get the cash flow from two properties and you keep stacking the money that you were stacking. Because you got cash flow from two properties now, the money will come in faster. And you just got to keep doing it over and over and over again. Again, 5 years of suck. And the only reason why I say suck, because I just don't want people to sit out there and just think like, oh man, it's easy breezy. I know people talk like it's the easiest thing on earth. No, it sucks. It sucks. But then after you go through it, you're going to be like, oh, it wasn't even that bad. But for people who haven't been dedicated to doing this for a long period of time, it's going to seem like the world going in when you start being disciplined with your money. It's funny, you work 40 hours to make the money, so that's 40 hours of your life that you'll never get back, and we easily give away our labor without second thought or question, just to go give up the time again. That's what we're doing. But I'd rather you work the 40 hours and then you start investing to get more of your time back at the end of your life, as far as being able to do what you want to do instead of sitting there grinding. Because just think about it. If you're struggling now, living paycheck to paycheck with 100% of your income, when you retire, and let's say Social Security or you got a pension, your pension is going to be less than 40% of your income. Now, you're struggling with 100%, you're going to have less than 40 when you hit 65. You can throw some Social Security on there. Let's say you're getting 50, 60% of your paycheck that you're making now. It damn sure ain't 100%. Then, especially here in Florida, but rent prices going to go up. Gas prices going to go up. Grocery prices going to go up. Everything will be way higher in the future than it is now. But you're struggling now with 100% of your paycheck. And you're only going to have 40 to 60% of your paycheck in retirement. Or less. So if you're sitting here at 50 years old right now and you're not even thinking about 65, I know some people just, they just came to the resolve, forget it, I'm just going to work till I'm dead. True. That's what's going to happen. You're just going to work till you're dead. And you're going to sit there when you hear friends talking about, they can go out. You know the saying, oh, everybody ain't able, must be nice. This is your time right now. Nobody has an excuse. The information about investing, and I ain't saying just listen to me, and y'all know me, I always say anything that I say on this channel, please Google and do the research for yourself so you know that you know. Not because, oh, Kirby said it. I want you to know everything that I'm talking about. I want you to know firsthand so it's not a second thought. I remember when I first got into investing, I used to invest in stocks because somebody else said it. But I didn't know nothing about the company. So my feelings on the stock or whatever, so as soon as I saw the stock going down, it was like, oh my God, I need to hurry up and sell it. Because I knew nothing. Now I do the research. Now a stock can go down. I mean, people that know me, I know I was talking about SoFi forever when it was at the $6 range now. And it took years for that thing to go up. But I can see a stock go down 25, 30% and I'm holding it and I don't have a problem. Because now I know what I own. So, like I said, everything that I say on here, please look it up and do the research because I want you to know that you know that you know that you know. I don't want it to just be, oh, some talking head said it, then I'm good. Nah, because as soon as something go wrong or you do something wrong, the first person you're going to blame is me. And I guarantee you, if you blame me, you didn't listen to the whole thing or you didn't process all the information correctly or you just didn't execute. But, again, I want you to know. All right, let's hit these questions up. Just cause said Dogecoin, and hell no, I wouldn't invest in Dogecoin. I know people that do, but I'm not doing it. Who else is out there? Cindy, hey, what's up? Jay, hey, what's up? Yeah, $7.9 billion in the first 24 hours. I don't even know what the number is now. I think Cyber Monday or Prime Day has been going on since Monday, but yeah, it was $7.9 billion the first day. Hey Frank, how's it going? What are you willing to give up? For that time, what are you willing to give up? Blue Flare, yep, you're right. And I think that you're referencing, you got to give up something to make the money. Yeah, you have to give up. You have to give up the things that is a cost. I mean, like last night. Last night, me and the family was out, and then now, I mean, I still remember the days when I was going out and I was super broke. And then so we go out last night, you know, have a couple drinks, you know, hang out with friends. But the thing is now I can afford to do it. Then I couldn't afford to do it, but I was pretending like I could. You know, I was pretending like I could, you know, I'm swiping the card. I know it's only $25 on there. So when soon as they say, oh, about 23, hey, here go a $2 tip and I'm out. So, but the thing is if I would have focused at a younger age and then put that money together, I would have been living the life that I live now 8, 9, 10 years before now. But I wasn't willing to give that up to have a better life. And then, of course, younger people think they're going to live forever anyway. And the next thing you know, you wake up, you're 30 and 40, and then there's no light at the end of the tunnel. There's just no light at all. It's just a tunnel that's just going to keep going, keep going. And I see it now. I mean, I talk to relatives. I talk to people that's, you know, pushing 70, and they're still in there punching the clock. Oh, baby, I can't retire. This stuff, it costs too much. I mean, there's people that's 70 that never had a 401k. They don't know what a Roth IRA is. Only thing they still know is the same thing our great-grandparents was telling us is, oh, put your money in a savings account. Savings account gives you 0.05% return. 0.05% return. Not 5%, 0.05. Now I hear high yield savings account. That'll give you about 4%. Inflation is about 4 to 8% if you add in gas and rent and everything else. So just having money sitting in a savings account is losing money versus inflation. That's the crazy things that's going on that's out there. And then we just keep working. We just keep working. Work, coughing. Everybody want to say, oh yeah, I can't wait till I retire so I can travel. You ain't retiring. Work, coughing. That's what most people are going to do. Everybody live vicarious through all of these social media influencers online. People go to, like when these influencers go to places like Dubai, Ireland and all that, that's the closest most people are going to get to it. Why? Because they won't put in the time, energy, and effort to get there. And I'm not here, you know, saying social media people are bad for always throwing their influence around, because no matter what, they made the money, but they had to give up something to do it. I know people just think these videos just pop up on YouTube with with no time, energy, and effort put in before these videos come out. People spend hours creating this content and then editing the content and then, you know, looking at the algorithms to know when to post it. So they gave up something and they put in work to make the money. A lot of these people starting off, they still have their regular 9-to-5 jobs. So they doing their regular 9-to-5 jobs, then they recording content, and then they doing all the editing, algorithm lookups, and all that other stuff. And that's how they got there. But again, the only way you're going to make money in this world is if you're willing to give up. You got to give up what you're used to and do something else. If you want something extreme, i.e. a lot of money, you got to do something extreme, i.e. time, dedication, and discipline to something, some task over a long period of time to get there. They're not just handing it out for free. It ain't like EBT cards. They ain't going to just be coming to you if you really want money. Now, if you just say you want it or just want to act cool, that's fine. But if you really want it, you gotta put in time, energy, and effort to make it happen. All right, let's see what else we got out there. What about retired people? Anyways, you know, of them to make money. Retired people, they can do. That's a good question. But they can do a couple things. I mean, of course, Etsy store. Okay, you can sell a whole bunch of stuff. Now, people that's retired, so I'm guessing they over 65, they got 65 years worth of crap stacked up in their house. Go sell it. I mean, sell it on Facebook Marketplace, offer up, whatever. That's another way you can bring in income. I'm always gonna say, of course, people say, well, when you get older, you should be in more safer investments like bonds. I'm not of that belief. I'm of the belief that you should invest in the market. So the money that you got coming in. So if you're on Social Security, you got to find a way to still have. Retirement. You got to have whatever your income is. You got to find a way to make your income lower to have the discretionary funds to put it in a vehicle. I don't care what the vehicle is. That's going to make you more money. The hard part is doing the work to find out what vehicle that is. And when you find out that vehicle, you keep researching and making it better, making it better, making it better, making it better until you reach perfection or you striving for perfection. That's the goal here. That's the goal. But yeah, when people retire, they still make money. I mean, I think Colonel Sanders was like 65 or something when he figured out the KFC recipe or something like that. So there's no age limit on making money. There's no age limit on making money. Eric Wilson, my dad says that all the time. Must be nice. Yeah, must be. What they really saying when they say that is, oh, well, I wish I can afford it, but I'm not willing to do what it takes to afford it. Hey, Ludine, how's it going? Opportunity costs blue flare. That's correct. All right, is there any other questions out there? I'm going to try to keep it short. I know y'all probably hear the thundering in the back because it's about to rain a lot here in Florida, so good luck with that. Another program note, next week, I still will be live, but I'll be live from Tokyo, Japan. So, yeah, but I'm still doing it. I don't stop. I mean, I know a lot of people, they go on vacation and think like, oh, forget what everybody else doing. But I care. I have more passion about people getting right with their money more than anything. So I will still do a live. I mean, I don't know what the setup would be like there. You know me, I'm cheap. So wherever they got free Wi-Fi, that's where I'll be because I damn sure ain't paying for it. But I don't know how the setup will be. But if we can look around, walk around, we'll do that. Answer questions and things like that next week. Okay, Blue Flare is writing down questions for next week. All right, cool, Blue Flare, thanks. But yeah, so that'll be next week, and but it'll still be the same time. I think. Well, it'll be 12 Eastern here, but I think it'll be like 1 a.m. over there at the time of the live. But again, dedicated discipline over a long period of time. I still put in the work no matter where I'm at. I hope people start putting in the work to get their financial life in order. But with that, y'all have a good one. We're gonna cut it short this week. Well, we was gonna cut it short, but now I got questions. J8 said, "What is inflation?" Oh, there you go. What is inflation at? I think inflation is way over 4.5. I believe inflation is way over that. If you add in, because again, when they give out the number of core inflation, that's minus gas prices, that's minus rent. I think it's minus food also, minus food. So when you start adding those different dynamics back in, I believe inflation is higher than that. And then you got also the factors that's about to come in again. August 1, prices will go up again because of other factors as far as the tariffs coming on. Again, with tariffs coming on, the company is not going to pass 33% down to the consumer because the consumer won't buy it. I believe it will be a matrix where it's the consumer will eat some of the cost, but the seller will eat some of the costs also, and it'll be like a blended rate to smooth out that inflationary number that the tariffs bring on. But I do believe it's over 4.5%. But right now, if you just look at what they're talking about in the news, I can look it up and tell you right now. Right now, I was saying that it is 2.4%. Yeah, 2.4%. That's what it's saying is at right now. And all that mean is the prices are only increasing by 2.4% year over year. So that's what that means. 30% tariffs to EU, Mexico on August 1st. Canada, I think, is 23% there. Do you think the stocks are going to drop again? I don't think the stocks are going to have that 20% drop. Oh, these are some great questions. I don't think the stock is going to have that 20% drop that we saw in April because of tariff. I think now, especially with the trade deal with China, the trade deal with the UK, Australia, that's the only country that never charges tariffs. I believe that's the one. But they got a couple of trade deals out there. But our biggest consumer, the thing that we consume most, comes from China, and that trade deal is already in there. I don't think the stock market is going to have a big come down. Will it come down? Maybe. But I don't think it's going to be a big come down like we saw in April. Somebody just said they're living their life 100% in Bitcoin. That's pretty good. Praying for everything in Bitcoin is cheaper. Cost of living over time. Yep, true. But cool, Drew Cuter. I think that's your name. That's cool. You 100% in Bitcoin. That's you. But congratulations on that. You hit a home run out there. Yeah, I can see the stock market being a little. I can see the stock market being a little shaky. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here reading the comments while I was trying to close it out, trying to catch up with everything that was out there. But yeah, I see the market being a little shaky. Could be, but I think people used to it now. That it's gonna come on, come off. Y'all know how Trump do it. He'll put something on, take it off 5 minutes later, or he'll have it on for a day, take it off, and say, "Oh, it's a new deal. We're gonna do it like this and move it around." I think people are starting to get used to that now instead of the surprise and shock of it before. So. But yeah, so I'm not even reading that last comment. But all right, so any other questions out there? All right, well, I will see you next week in Japan, and y'all have a good one. See you next time, and thanks for joining. Have a good one.